Hi, I'm Linda, and I wanted to come in today to talk to you about how to transition into a ketogenic or keto way of eating. And I wanted to do this for you because it really is simple. You don't have to complicate it, and you don't have to be fanatical about it, because it changes your whole way of life. But change is not something that happens overnight, okay? So it wouldn't matter what we changed in our life, it's not going to happen overnight. So what we can do with keto is begin to transition. So the first thing you want to know is that you do actually want to transition into a keto way of eating. For most of us, it's not an option to just throw all the rubbish, all the sugar-filled, carb-filled, everything-filled, unhealthy way out of our cupboards and start from scratch, okay? If you've got a serious illness, like you've got diabetes, which keto addresses really well, or anything else that's really disruptive in your life, you will need to seek help from a doctor as well. It's best that way, okay? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm just eating keto and it works for me, and it works in a manner that is simple and easy to do. I've told other people to do it this way as well, in order that they just start, because if you read all the literature, you can get bogged down, okay? Some of us just want to get on with it, really. So first thing to know is that you really want to do change, because it's that passion to have a different life this time next year, or even this time in 3 months, that'll keep you going, because it's not hard like it's the end of the world hard. It's just that it really literally changes us from the inside out, both our body and our brain, that you want to keep that focus, okay? So it's really a commitment to yourself, and a commitment to being able to live a long and healthy life, okay? The next thing you want to do is use Google endlessly, a keto pyramid, okay? And what it will do is list all the foods that you can eat when you eat a ketogenic lifestyle, okay? The easiest way to remember is no sugar, only 20 grams of carbs, so really not many carbs at all, and you can get them quite easily just with eating some of the keto food. So no sugar, minimal carbs, protein, you'll need protein, but more fats than protein, okay? It's the fats in the ketogenic diet that make us feel full, and when we feel full, we don't snack. Well, this is what I found over the progression of 2 weeks. I didn't snack after about 2 weeks, okay? For the first 2 weeks, you want to look up fat bombs, and you want to make yourself some and have them in the fridge. And you want some boiled eggs all ready to go in the fridge as well, okay? Just 1 second. Not now. Thank you. So what you want to do is be able to have fat bombs, and because they'll make you feel full, and they also address the sugar cravings that will come, okay, because you're coming off sugar. And if you watch the sugar movie, I can't remember what it's called, but it does explain how sugar is more addictive than cocaine, okay? And it's true, because when you come off all the sugar, your brain keeps telling you that you're hungry even when you're not, and you feel like you crave something sugary. So the fat bombs in the fridge for the first couple of weeks will help address any sugar cravings, and so will the boiled eggs. If you need a boiled egg to snack on, that's fine too. Also, if you go to Woolworths or Coles, there's a product in the health aisle called I Quit Sugar. Now, the name of the product isn't I Quit Sugar. It's actually packets of cakes and balls and all sorts of stuff, and you use the I Quit Sugar products in order to make up little snacks because they're sugar-free, okay? So in the first couple of weeks, you want to do these 3 things. So find some I Quit Sugar products in the health aisle at the supermarket. That's in Australia, and I'm not sure about overseas yet. But I've known overseas you can get, I'm in Australia, so overseas you can get gazillions of stuff that are actually good for a ketogenic diet. You can also Google keto desserts or keto biscuits, anything that you make now that has sugar or flour, white flour, wheat products, etc., etc. There will be a keto recipe on Google so that you can make these things in advance and have them there instead of eating your usual stuff. For me personally, it only took about 2 weeks, but it can take longer to come off the need for sugar. The other thing that I had to replace was soft drink. I think you call it pop in America. Anyhow, soda. That was it, soda. So in Australia, there is a couple of things you can do to help come off the need for a soft drink, okay? In Woolworths, and I don't really shop at Coles, so I don't know, but I'm assuming in the spring water section, you can have spring water, but there's also a product, brand name, called Nextbar. It's Nexba, Nextbar. And it's spring water with flavouring, but there's like no sugar, no carbs, no nothing, so you can drink that. And as somebody who really is, you know, I don't normally drink spring water and things like that because it can give me a headache, or it just never sits right with me. The Nextbar was brilliant, okay, and you don't actually need like a big full glass of it. Some of the times I, might only have half a glass, have a couple of mouthfuls or something, and that's enough. I don't recommend being on diet sodas at all because of the chemicals in them. However, if you've had a Coke addiction, as in not the snort up your nose stuff, but the Coca-Cola, the soft drink addiction, and look, the cans alone have got 9 teaspoons of sugar in them, then you're going to need something that tastes similar in order to break the addiction to having even 1 can of Coke a day. So what I found was, and I wasn't even addicted to the stuff, so I might have, I don't know, 3 cans in a week or something, so it's not even 1 a day. But when you start not having sugar, you notice it, and the flavour of Coke as well. So there's one product called Coke No Sugar. So not Diet Coke or any other variation. It's just called Coke No Sugar. And in all the years I've been around, it's the first thing that's come the closest taste to Coke, but 0 sugar and no carbs, etc., etc. And I found, again, only needed to have like half a glass, and the taste or the want for having Coke just goes away. So it's little things like this that make it easier to transition to keto. With keto too, you'll be eating a lot of fresh food. So if you've got a freezer full of frozen food, you can make your mind up whether you want to eat it or you want to give it away. I kept it for about, 6 weeks just to make sure that 1, I could eat keto, and 2, that I wasn't going to need something out of the freezer in a hurry or whatever. And then in the end, because it did work, is working, and also I wasn't touching the stuff in the freezer, I just gave it all to my kids. I didn't throw everything out of my cupboard straight away, but after the first couple of weeks, when I could tell that I wasn't going to need the stuff that was in there, I did give away a lot of it, or just got rid of it if I didn't need it. So just don't feel that you need to rush in and, you know, renovate your whole kitchen with new food. Just buy some basic stuff in keto, like bacon and eggs, cheese. And look, I have to tell you something. With regards to the cheese and the dairy and everything, before I started keto, I looked up whether you could do keto dairy-free, because I was lactose intolerant, okay? And I was terrified that I was going to end up on the loo every time I had to eat cheese or something. I mean, obviously it's a choice, but I wanted to be able to eat this way. I'm not lactose intolerant anymore. I eat full cream, everything. Not a problem. No need to run to the loo, nothing. It's just mind-boggling the changes that it has within your body when you eat this way. So I encourage you to eat this way. And look, I'm not saying keto's for everybody, but for me, I had an acquired brain injury from medical mismanagement. I'd been at gym for on and off up to 4 years, and the last 18 months before I started keto at gym, I was at gym up to 5 times a week, and nothing would shift. Not anything. And I wasn't overeating. I was eating basically chicken and salad and like oats for breakfast or a bit of muesli or something. So I wasn't having heaps of fat or anything like that, but nothing would shift. And I couldn't, at gym, I was unable to do more gym work in order to lose the weight as well. It just wasn't, my health wasn't getting better, okay? And that's about it. So if you do all of that and you prepare yourself, as long as you don't overeat, so the key is to make sure that you're eating until you're full, okay, and then stop, all right? The second day of keto, I had, you know those big fry pans, you can get the oblong shape about that, I cooked up what I would consider 2 meals worth in there on day 2 of bacon and eggs and sausages and mushrooms and everything. Put a plate out, I ate the lot, and then went back and ate the next lot. So don't be afraid to eat in the beginning, because that's just how it works, okay? I was terrified because I was already overweight that I was going to put on more weight eating this way. I was scared out of my wits. And also because I come from the generation where we were taught for the last 30 years not to eat fat, okay? So you may find also that it's a bit, have to change your thoughts, and you have to be prepared to give it a go in order that you see the results. I had tried everything else. We won't go down the whole list, but I had literally tried so many other things to shift the weight and for my brain health to be more well, and nothing worked. Keto's worked for me. I've recommended it for other friends, and it's working for them. And doing it this way, so not counting macros, not counting how many grams, etc., of carbs you had. As long as my food is on the keto pyramid and I'm predominantly eating fats with some protein and I'm having my greens, that's what works for me. I'm aware of other people who do overeat and they wonder why they're not losing weight. If you overeat, you're not going to lose weight. You can't get your body into ketosis, okay? As you go along, and I've certainly found this, as I've gone along, I cut down from 3 to 2 meals a day. Now I only eat 2 meals a day, and sometimes I eat like 1.5 meals a day. So it depends on you and your body. But if you teach yourself to listen to your body, then you'll know when you're full and you won't need to eat anymore. And the fats, eventually you won't, well, for me personally, I don't make fat bombs anymore. I don't have the boiled eggs because I don't snack, because the meals of predominantly fat with protein fill me up, and I can go, I think it's 12 or 16 hours to do the fasting. Some people can't do the fasting more than once or twice a week. For me personally, it seems to work more often than not. And I can tell eventually, like next Monday, I will be 3 months into keto, and I can tell when my body's in ketosis and when it's not. If you want to know for sure, you can get ketosis sticks, which you just wee on, and you get them from a chemist, I believe, or you can order them from online. That's probably easier as well. I've never used them because I wanted to see the results. I wanted to see the results in my clothing. I wanted to see the results in my ability to do more at gym. And I wanted to see the results in that I'm able to sit and do more work as my brain heals. And I can honestly say that without keto, my brain would not be becoming more well. Okay, I hope that helps. If you've got any other questions, comment down below. But I encourage you to just be prepared, do the transition, and have a go. And don't make it more complicated than it has to be. People who do have diabetes do have to track their food more carefully. I'm in a group where people who have diabetes track more carefully and are more particular about timing, etc., etc. But I don't have any experience with that. I only know what I've seen and what I've read about them. So if I can help in any way, get you started, just let me know. Okay. Blessings. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.